NVIDIA to invest in the U.S. Our Silvana Hanau is here with that and much more. Silvana, good morning.
Hey, Frank, good morning. That is right. And as you mentioned earlier, shares of NVIDIA are on the move after their nearly 2% pop yesterday. CEO Jensen Huang telling the Financial Times his company plans to spend several $100 billion to source U.S.-made chips over the next 4 years, including those from Taiwan Semi and Foxconn. Now, this coming after Huang shared his vision with Jim Cramer on Mad Money last night on the trillions still yet to be spent.
The world's computing capex, it's on its way to $1 trillion annually by the end of the decade. So we're fairly certain of that. We're also very certain that the vast majority of that will be used for AI. And so our opportunity as a percentage of $1 trillion by the end of this decade is quite large.
Now, on DeepSeek, Huang adds concerns over its R1 model are completely wrong, telling CNBC it's actually a, quote, fantastic thing.
R1 DeepSeek was a fantastic thing. And the reason for that is because R1 is the first open-sourced reasoning model. What makes R1 incredible is that it reasons. That's why the answer is so good. And it breaks the problem down step by step. It asks itself while it's thinking. It comes up with several different options for the answer.
Staying with NVIDIA, Reuters is reporting CoreWeave is eyeing a $47 to $55 per share price target for its IPO. The report says that price range for the NVIDIA-backed AI startup would result in a $2.3 to $2.7 billion offering.
NVIDIA is one stock that rallied yesterday. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang says his company is set to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on chips and other electronics manufactured in America over the next 4 years. That's according to an interview Huang gave to the Financial Times. In it, he also said NVIDIA is now able to produce its most advanced systems in the U.S., partnering with Taiwan Semiconductor and Foxconn. NVIDIA coming off a day in which its CEO made a variety of headlines at the company's GTC conference in California. Huang said orders for more than 3 million flagship Blackwell chips from 4 top cloud providers actually underrepresented demand. He expanded on the demand the company is seeing later on CNBC's Mad Money.
The world's computing capex, it's on its way to $1 trillion annually by the end of the decade. So we're fairly certain of that. We're also very certain that the vast majority of that will be used for AI. And so our opportunity as a percentage of $1 trillion by the end of this decade is quite large.
The NVIDIA CEO made a number of other headlines. He said NVIDIA sees only a little short-term impact from President Trump's tariffs. And on Chinese AI startup DeepSeek, Huang said fears that similar models wouldn't need to use as much computing power. Those beliefs were misplaced.
It's really pretty interesting. I got to catch parts of the interview. And about the tariffs, he said, look, we're already onshoring. We're going to be, within a couple of years, we're not going to think about tariffs at all. And it's like, that's the idea, I think. But he said, we're talking to TSMC, talking to others.
Right.
To start building everything here. And I saw one of the, he calls it a chip. I mean, it's a freaking, it looks like a laptop almost. They're so big. There's so much going on.
So powerful.
And it's just, and it's mind-boggling to me, architecture, the electronics that are, it's not even electronic. I don't even know what it is. It's
circuitry.
Thank God for electrical engineers.
All right. Well, that kind of takes us to NVIDIA and the GTC event. You obviously spent a couple of days there, or more than that. You sat down with Mr. Jensen Huang, of course, on our show at the 10 o'clock, and then a lot longer as well on Mad Money, sort of breaking down his outlook for the company. Take a listen.
We now have to build AI infrastructure for 3 industries. For the cloud, for enterprise IT, and for robotics.
Well, that's, in the end, that's the world.
PDD Holdings has received a buy rating from CMB International Securities with a price target of $170.40, citing strong revenue growth and favorable profit outlook. Despite some challenges, analysts remain optimistic about the company's long-term potential and attractive valuation. NVIDIA is making significant strides in AI and quantum computing, partnering with Pascal, launching a new lab in Boston and unveiling its AI chip roadmap. Despite a slight stock dip, analysts remain optimistic about NVIDIA's future growth potential.